Okay, good morning, class. We are now almost done with unpacking the self. We have come to the topic of the political self. This is the part of yourself that participates and expresses opinions regarding the state of politics, the state of democracy in our country. As you all know, you are all above 18, so that means you are of voting age. And I hope at this time that you are already have registered already. That is an essential right, um, a basic right for all citizens in a country. By the way, I have uploaded a requirement, the journal entry number 6 for political self, and I hope that you are able to do it or have started to do it. And please be aware of the deadline that I set. If there are any problems, you just message me. Okay, the developing Filipino identity. This refers to the values, traits, community, and institutional factors because these are the foundation of your Filipino identity. It's a collective action or shared vision from a generation to the next. Our generation did not only hand down culture, they also handed down um, the political culture that makes up the Filipino identity right now. The sense of unity with goals as a citizen, and in our society, understanding democracy is crucial for us to progress. If we are not a democratic country, we would be moving forward. I mean backward, because it is only through democracy that we can achieve progress. There are three major considerations in building an identity. First is the instrumental. An individual can apply the rules and identities consistent of democracy. We are a democratic country. And it is very important that we comply with the rules and identities that is consistent of what a democratic country should be. Morals, beliefs embodying and reinforce the principle of democracy. Of course, aside from the rules and identities, there are also morals that guides the principle of democracy. And transformative, the process of self-reflection of individuals, institutions, and communities. Now, in a democratic country, it does not mean that you have to participate in every rally. It means that you have certain freedoms, and these freedoms should be exercised. And you see to it that these rights and freedoms are exercised by everybody. The political identity, we have the individual tendencies which make up for the person, the community, and institution. In the individual tendencies are the personality, the religious beliefs, the cultural values, and interpersonal relationship. However, no, in the institution, it is comprised of the family, the church, the school, the government, and non-government organization. Let's go back before. What was the status of the state of the Filipino government system during the pre-colonial period? This was before the Spaniards came. So barangay was the earliest form of government identified in the Philippines, and it is still um, the early the smallest form of government until now. So we still have the barangay, but there were no states at the time. There are only barangays. It was an independent settlement consisting of 30 to 100 families. Every barangay was headed by a datu or village chief who is also known as Raha or Raja. So the Raha or the Raja is like a barangay captain. So there are no statesman sa una. So wala president. But the tribes or the groups are ruled by a barangay. Then the datu or the raha is like a barangay captain. The datu can actually be replaced if found to be incapable of leading. It could be given as inheritance or earned. There were no voting systems at that time. If there are, or if there were, it was informal, but mostly it was like being appointed. We have the three branches of Philippine government, no, as provided in the Constitution, and this three provides a separation of powers. We have the legislative. They're the one who makes the law. They are under what is under the legislative. We have the Congress, the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the executive is the one who carries out the law from the legislative. So under that is the president, the vice president, and the cabinet members. Now the other one is the judicial. They're the one who evaluates the law. So the courts, the Supreme Court are under our judicial form of government. The origins of democracy. So where and when did democracy originated? It was in Greece and literally means the rule of the people. Demos means people, while kratos refers to rule. This existed in some city-states, especially Athens. And in 507 BCE, under the leadership of Clisthenes, the citizens of Athens developed a system. Decisions in the system were arrived through voting. So voting is really a large part of democracy. Establishing a democratic culture. We have March and Olson's framework of democratic political development. Building institutions that civilize expressions of solidarity and confrontation of conflict among identities. So we have to build institutions that would um, reinforce the rights of solidarity and expressions of freedom. Forming specific identities, the character, habits of thought, sense of reality, and codes of conduct that fit into and support a democratic political order. The sense of solidarity that connects the individual to a broad political community of other unorganized others and belongings in a way that supports the community. So this is Martin Alston's framework of democratic political development. Then we have Zworsky's concepts of effective citizenship, official conduct in accordance with the law. A judicial system that applies to all citizens. It is not only applied to the rich, but also to all people. Social conditions for the exercise of citizens' rights. So the conditions in that particular place must be that um, the citizens have a right to exercise their basic freedoms. So those are Zworsky's concept of effective citizenship. Okay. We'll have a quiz after the second topic, which will be the digital self. And we're almost ending. We'll have like four more topics before we end. I will announce as to the next class or virtual meeting that we will have.